So that's the part that I think...
Did it matter to you who became telecom minister then?
From the standpoint of wanting to see, policy and a level playing field, yes, it would matter. If you say, did I want to see Mr. Raja in or X? No, whoever we thought was going to be a...
But you had a history with Maran.
Yes. Unfortunately, because I think he's a very intelligent person. And I think we just had, if I might be honest, we seem to have a chemistry problem more than anything else. He's extremely intelligent, extremely sophisticated.
Will you give me your description of what do you think the scam is?
I really don't know. It started out, I thought, with the scam being Mr. Raja's alleged misdeeds.
Right.
Then it seemed that the scam related to Neera Radia's conversations with various people, which were more innuendos than anything else. And I haven't heard, and Mr. Raja's scam was the loss to the exchequer. I don't want to comment on the rights or wrongs, but the loss to the exchequer was computed on the basis of the 3G auction. The 2G spectrum was allocated before the auction, so it looks somewhat like a hindsight issue. But the media said that he robbed the nation of X.
$40 billion.
Yeah, okay. So
a little more than our defense budget, I suspect, for 1 year.
So if that is so, somebody will need to show that there has been a sort of visionary view before the event took place that caused him to cause that much loss to the exchequer. These are things that I think the media has blown up and exercised. It has become unclear to me what really is the scam. Is it the manner in which he implemented the policy? If so,
well, one is spectrum and the other is the licenses, which were obviously issued in a very a very arbitrary manner.
Okay.
I mean, I'm using an understatement.
Yeah. Okay, and others feel so too, and I think TTSL is in court also on that.
Right.
So that should raise the question that all the accusations to Neera, they culminated in her client going to court.
Right.
So, it's not clear what the scam...
The client going to court as a victim.
As a victim, yes.
Yes.
And not as a beneficiary.
So, give your solution to the government. What are the 3 things government should do now to calm down the situation and also to take it to the right conclusions?
Well, I think the government has a new minister in place who I admire for his ability to think through a situation. There should be first a calming down of the tape should be, the government should take over the control of the tape, and there should be strictures on the media to certainly to use the tapes the way they've been using them. I think the government should institute a public inquiry on whatever they wish to do relating to the licenses, the manner in which they were implemented, the allotment of spectrum, and the far beyond the eligibility of certain players, and that should not be ignored. Strangely enough, in 2005, I was the person who advocated that spectrum should not be free.
Yes.
It upset Mr. Maran. And in fact, some of the operators made statements that if I had so much money, I should donate it to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund. But that spectrum
I think Sunil Mittal said that.
And so at that time, I was the one that said spectrum was a scarce resource and should be paid for. I'm the only one who didn't get any spectrum.
And you also didn't pay the right guys, it seems. So you didn't quite understand the meaning of paying for spectrum.
No. So the point is that I think there should be an inquiry to go into what has really happened. It should go back to 99 or 2003, where policy were embedded in certain areas. And whoever the ministers or the government were at that time, it should be a holistic view, because the industry deserves consistent policy, not a chop-chop policy kind of review, or what Raja did and what Maran did.
And when that investigation happens, you will fully cooperate with it, I presume.
Of course, and if asked to.
Ratan, let me switch. We spent a lot of time talking of what's wrong. Talk about your growth. In 1991 to now, your turnover has grown 40 times. But nearly 65% of it is now overseas. It used to be less than 5%. Is that deliberate?
To some extent, it is. In some extent, it's happenstance. The reason that so much of our turnover is overseas is because we made 2 large acquisitions overseas.
Prime Minister Cameron told us that you are the largest employer in the private sector in Britain.
As it's turned out, yes, we are. Between Chorus and JLR. JLR was an acquisition based strategically on a product mix that we wanted to have. Not the Jaguar part, but the Land Rover part. As both came together, we were obliged to take both, and I'm very pleased we took Jaguar, because I think it's a company with tremendous technology embedded in it, and it's been a very exciting period of time after we got over the downturn, which I thought was a weight around our neck, which would in fact sink us.
Was there a moment when you thought you had bitten off too much?
No, I actually never thought we'd bitten off too much. I just didn't know that we could get through the deep water of the downturn.
Right.
My main concern was all the initiatives that were in the pipeline, they should not stop, otherwise they'd come out of the downturn the same way as we went in.
Right.
So I was keen that the product development plans, the R&D program should continue.
And 2611 came on top of that.
2611 came on top of that. That affected the hospitality end of our business. The steel market collapsed worldwide, arising out of this, and the banking system vaporized. So you got hit in the worst way from all sides.
What was the toughest night in that phase?
There was no toughest night, but there were several instances where we had to turn to Tata Sons to bolster, back us up, or to backstop a situation or give a guarantee. And Tata Sons also is not an infinitely deep pocket, and so I had in fact a double responsibility. One is to see these companies through, and secondly to make sure I didn't in any way endanger the security of Tata Sons. I think that was my toughest period.
And then the attack came on top of that.
And then the attack came on top of it, very emotional. And in fact, something that even now I find difficult to control in thinking back to the misery that was caused.